From Sunny Rivers, ooh, if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, does Garrett get a new contract, or does he go the way of Switzer? Well, are you thinking of Jimmy Johnson? Because that's got to be what you're thinking of there. Different, I assume you mean Johnson, because Switzer hung around for like 2 years afterwards. Johnson didn't get along with Jerry. That's why those two went their separate ways, and Jimmy, by the way, didn't do that great for the Dolphins, just so we're clear. But if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, Garrett's got himself a lifetime contract. Plain and simple. Like, I think that's the nature. Now, maybe not full-on lifetime, but if Jason Garrett were to get Jerry Jones the Super Bowl, he'd have a star in the Ring of Honor real quick. All right, from Grindhouse. Why not Matt Moore or Chad Kelly? Well, I like Matt Moore. I wanted him last year. I think his window's closed. Also, Chad Kelly's not good. Jamie Cheatom. Do you think we could have 2,000-yard receivers and this isn't how yards work. There's just no way. You might be able to get maybe Zeke can approach 2,000 yards, but that's a lot of yards, guys. At that point, I think you're asking for a little bit too much. Steven Fields, is there a chance to get Karl Joseph? Yes, there's a chance, but the more and more I think about it, the more I think this is going to have to wait, or it happens on my honeymoon, which would just be classic Cowboys. I think from the Raiders' perspective, what makes the most sense for them is to wait with Karl Joseph and see how Abram looks. If he's ready, then you shop him in the preseason or in week 3 or week 4 of the preseason, not right now. Because if let's say Abram gets hurt for some reason, well, now you're screwed at strong safety. You got nobody. So I think from Oakland's perspective, you just wait there. Ethan Tyra, could Dallas trade LC and a high draft pick for Minkah Fitzpatrick? Do you want it to be your first-round pick? Because that's the starting point for Fitzpatrick. Look, the Dolphins don't have many franchise pieces. Minkah is one of those guys, so they're not just going to give him away. Now, they need a line help, too, for sure, but it's probably going to have to be a first-round pick, LC, and maybe a mid-round pick, too, and at that point, it's kind of pricey. Nicholas Collins, do you not agree that franchise quarterbacks are supposed to make other players around him? I think you mean better. Then why pay Dak $30 million when he needs players brought in to make him better? Well, it's a give and take, guys. I think we know this, right? How many quarterbacks in the NFL, if you took away their best offensive lineman, i.e. Tyron Smith in 2017, and then you offered up a receiving core of Allen Hurns, Cole Beasley, and a not there yet Michael Gallup and Jeff Swaim, would actually be good, or would be anything more than average like Dak was? I don't think very many. So, and again, the $30 million price tag in 2 years, that's going to be cheap. But I do think, by the way, remember, Amari Cooper was better once he got to Dallas. Doesn't Dak get some credit? It's a give and take. Yes, you want your quarterback to make players better. Cowboys have been pretty good the past 3 years. Just throwing that out there. All right, Rob Wells, do the Cowboys have the best defensive line in the league collectively with the addition of Quinn and this year's draft picks? It's good. It's really good. I'm going to go with no. I think the Niners have a really good group in particular. I'll go with no on that front. It's a good grouping. I don't know if it's the best grouping, though. All right, Aron Ray with producer Brett giving me the confusion face there. When do we finally pay number 21? Will he be the highest paid running back in the league? He says yes. He's the best back in the league, so why not make him the highest back in the league? Well, you don't have to right now. I mean, you got to save money at points, right? So, and think about it from this perspective. You got Zeke for 2 more years, Amari for 1, Dak for 1. You're going to pay all those guys, in theory. Don't you want to pay the guy with 1 year left first? That just makes the most sense from a timing perspective. From Zeno Saiyan, I botched that so bad. I'm sorry, my man. Do you think that if the Dez catch wasn't overturned, Cowboys would have gone to the Super Bowl? If so, win or lose, would the Cowboys have still drafted Dak later on? The butterfly effect. I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, the reason they drafted Dak was because Tony was always hurt. So I don't know if that changes it that much. So I don't know. I will assume that Dez caught it. Cowboys win the Super Bowl. I don't have a great answer for you there. That's a tough one. Back again to Sonny. Who's your ideal backup quarterback? I don't know. Josh McCown at this point. Like, there's not a lot of great options out there. You're desperate for quarterbacks in the NFL. Lopsided Sum 24. Go Cowboys. Love you, Tom. Keep it up. Thank you, my man. Make sure you're subscribed. YouTube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. And make sure you follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. All right, Mark here with a question for everyone. Who's your favorite player or players on the Cowboys? You know, the more and more I think about it, I'm going to go with Jalen Smith. I think he's a blast to watch. He's fun. He's got a great attitude, great story as well. Of course, there are like no wrong answers, but with Sean Lee declining and kind of being forced to the side, I'll go with Jalen Smith. From Bobby, who do you see as a surprise cut? Number one, make sure you're subscribed. Stay tuned in the coming days. YouTube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. Dark horse, true dark horse. How about Chris Jones, the punter? He gets Dan Bailey this year. Could happen. They brought in Casey Redfern. I didn't see Bailey coming. That would be a true surprise. Dontay Ross, will to be Jeff's big year. Well, is it will to be or not to be? Great question, Dontay. I don't have a great answer for you. I kind of assume you mean Jeff Heath. Is it going to be Jeff Heath's big year? Probably not. Diehard1236. If Bobby Wagner doesn't resign with Seattle, do you think we should pick him up? Producer Brecken with the thinky face. It's re-sign. You got to have the asterisks in there. Two different words. No. Because do you want to sign Bobby Wagner and then immediately dump Jalen Smith or Leighton Vander Esch? The answer is no, right? I love Bobby Wagner, but I'm not going to pay him $17 million and then just get rid of, Jalen or Vander Esch, who are cheaper right now. It's not a shot at Bobby. It's that I'm going to go cheap and youthful at my linebacker spot. Ben Tellis answering my earlier question. He does not have anyone who lives in Cincinnati, so there is no relation between the Tellis family I know and you, Benjamin, at least I assume. All right, Jackson Kinney, who do you think by far is our best pick? I don't know if there is a by far. Just on my board, it was Tristan Hill, a little bit above Connor McGovern, and then a little bit of a drop-off after that, so I guess I'll go with Tristan Hill. JR the GOAT wants to know about Jourdan Lewis. Again, hashtag free Jourdan. The problem is, with what Chris Richard likes, to free Jourdan Lewis, it might have to be trade Jourdan Lewis because he's not going to be the long-term answer for the Cowboys, unfortunately. Even though I love him, but Cowboys and Richard don't feel the same way because it doesn't fit the measurables. From Zeno, would the Cowboys have done better if it had been Earl Thomas instead of Mark? This is a fun hypothetical. Because I think if the Cowboys had traded for Earl Thomas, they would not have traded for Amari Cooper. And actually, I think they would have been better with Cooper. Because the problem for the Cowboys last year was not on defense. It was on offense. Cooper comes in, the offense got way better, they made a playoff push. So as weird as it sounds, it's probably Amari Cooper. Mr. Headlee, would you rather save cap space to roll over next year or use it this year to load up for an all-in run this season? Good question. I think both are fair. With where we sit now, having already passed over free agency, save it and roll it over. You're not going to be able to go all in right now. Now, had it been from the beginning of the offseason, I would have gone all in. I would have pushed all my chips to the center of the table. I would have signed Earl Thomas. I would have signed Sue. I would have gone crazy and said, screw 2021. Let's try and win now while we have a cheap contract. Of course, you can win both ways. Khalamari Pompey, is Amari Cooper worth a max contract? This is not the NBA. There are no max deals. So if max means like $17 million, then yes, he is. Aron Ray, bringing in Mike Weber was a great pickup. Do you think he'll be a solid number 2? I don't know. Look, again, don't get overhyped by 7th round picks. Remember what happened with Bo Scarborough, guys? I tried to warn you. guys didn't want to listen. So I actually had Weber graded higher than Bo, by the way, just overall. I think he can become a solid number 2. It might not happen, though, in year 1. From Cowboys Abroad, does Larry Allen have a legitimate shot of making the team? Is he any good? Well, let's bring up the offensive line depth chart, and we'll work our way through this because I know what you guys want me to say, and it's not exactly that simple. So here's the depth chart. Just look over for a second while I drink some of my water because my throat hurts. How is he making the roster? You're keeping your top 5. Fleming's probably going to make it. McGovern's going to make it. Looney's going to make it. That's 8. Cowboys like Mitch Hyatt more than Larry Allen. That's 9. Even if you want to keep 10, is Larry Allen going to beat out Adam Redmond and Xavier Su'a-Filo? I don't really think so. Now, make no mistake, the only place Larry Allen Jr. ever should have been allowed to sign was Dallas. That's the only fair spot for him. With that said, I'll give him a chance, but I'm saying there's a chance. That's kind of it. I would be pretty surprised if Allen made the roster this year. Harry Gonzales, who's the starting tight end after Witten officially retires for the second time? He might not be on the roster. I mean, I think Witten bought you time here. Now, maybe Dalton Schultz starts in terms of like first and second down, and then Blake Jarwin comes in more on passing downs. But if I had to bet, I'd put it like 30% Schultz, 30% Jarwin, 40% not on the roster. Steven Gipson, can we please bring in a kicker? Current one is too inconsistent. The competition was doing some good. I want another kicker brought in. There's no reason not to. There are all kinds of undrafted free agents. All kinds of it. Now, they could all suck. That's fine. You roll with Maher again. But why not? It's not going to cost you anything. I agree, Steven. Josh Rodriguez, do you think the Cowboys should have traded for Rosen to bring the pressure on Dak and to lower his pay and for leverage? Are you interested in giving up a second-round pick for leverage? Hell knows the answer there. Now, if you could have gotten Rosen for a 5th, okay, sure, but you didn't go for a 5th. And even if you bring in Rosen, pick one. You can't have them both. So if you want to bring in Rosen and trade away Dak, okay, I guess you can make that argument, but Dak was way better than Rosen was last year. So, no, they shouldn't have done that. That doesn't really work. How many times have you seen a team trade for a different quarterback for leverage and to lower pay of their current guy? It never happens. So I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense there for the Cowboys. Today's show brought to you guys by WagerTalk.com. Get a free daily pick package from WagerTalk.com/chatsports. Expert picks and handicapping. You have to pay for this stuff normally, but they're hooking you guys up with a free pick package at WagerTalk.com/chatsports. From Zeno again, will Zeke be the new Emmitt Smith? It's an unfair comparison. I love Zeke. He is one of the best, if not the best, I'd argue the best, running back in the NFL right now. But to be Emmitt, you got to be there for 10 plus years. So let's pump the brakes just a little bit on Zeke. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.